You're watching Pulse for the 19th of April, and it is once again time for some Diablo news. In this week's episode, we take a look at the latest hero revealed on the Darkness Falls Heroes Rise website, the Monk, and all the extras that came with it, the fact that the Diablo 3 beta is sadly drawing to a close, beta patch 17, a little bit more info on the kind of rare Waller Affix, and more. Let's get straight to the news. First up, Blizzard have now unlocked the third hero on the Darkness Falls Heroes Rise website, the Monk. The first two, if you missed them, were the Barbarian and the Demon Hunter. So if you want to read all about the monks, their lore, watch the new class video, explore their proclivities, skills, armor and weaponry, and even check out an exclusive new short story about the monk titled Unyielding, then you'd best head on over to the Gathering of Heroes page now. Oh, and you can also claim your in-game reward by creating that monk banner, as you did with the previous two heroes. Aside from this week's new hero, we've also managed to brute force the 30 and 40% unlocks open on the site. The first of the two new unlocks was the second of the Dev Diaries. 3 weeks before preliminary Diablo 3 internal alpha testing, Jay Wilson, Christian Lichner, and Jason Regier met again to talk about how employee feedback will help them polish the game. The fourth unlock treated us to yet another developer diary. This one featured the same three fine chaps, and this time they discussed their challenges throughout the testing and localization phases of the game's development. There's definitely a lot of interesting stuff in here, and I'd heartily recommend it to any Diablo fan out there. I suppose it also helps to pass the time a little bit till May the 15th, so that's great too. There isn't much else to say about this. Check the video out, make your banner, and enjoy every second of it. As one very interesting, definitely related and super cool added extra, here we have Christina Sims, the female monk. Blizzard have shared a bunch of photos of a recent shoot that depicts Christina's rendition of the Diablo 3 monk on a perilous and quite beautiful trek across the shifting sands. Glorious indeed. She's by far my favorite cosplayer out there at the moment, and this post and these images, well, they just solidify that. If you are interested, which you should be, then you can read more about Christina Sims below or over to her official cosplay page on Facebook. Enjoy. Now the dreaded news everyone knew was coming sooner or later. In preparation for the launch of Diablo 3 on Tuesday, May the 15th, the beta servers will be brought offline on Tuesday, May the 1st. Aww. At that time, all beta accounts and character information will be reset. Leading up to Diablo's May 15 launch date, players will only be able to create comments and forum posts on the official Diablo 3 community site if they pre-purchase Diablo 3 or have a StarCraft 2 or World of Warcraft game license. That is simple enough, I guess, but in the meantime, Blizzard encourage us to stay tuned to their sites for exciting news and updates regarding the upcoming release, which are no doubt all linked to the big reveal side, so yes, keep checking back on that. All that said, did all of you manage to actually get to play the beta for yourselves? Did those of you that were in the beta get to do everything you wanted to do? I most definitely got the hours I wanted in, and now I just can't wait to progress past that silly Leoric boss fight. Okay, next up, beta patch 17. This was pretty much just a minor patch with a few general changes and bug fixes. All our characters have, needless to say, been wiped yet again, along with everything else. One thing in the patch that is definitely worth taking note of though is that cross-game chat is now available. This allows chat with real ID and battle tag friends no matter which game they are in at the time. It's quite interesting seeing that very similar changes hit the World of Warcraft servers recently too, so it's nice to see all the Blizzard games finally being linked up. Let's hope it works well and keeps us connected come the launch of Diablo 3. If you want to see the full patch notes for yourself, you can, as always, find them linked below. Now, as our last piece of news, we've got a rather quick mention about the Waller Affix that was first found beyond the gate in the Diablo 3 beta. That was, for those that didn't know, the area beyond the gate in the cemetery that we weren't really meant to have access to. Now, Diablo fans report that the Affix seems to have a different effect based on if the mob is part of a champion pack or is a rare. They found it on the Plague Carrier in the Den of the Fallen, and when encountered, it spawned or raised 3 walls surrounding your character in a much tighter area, and it is definitely a different behavior from that what was seen on the champion pack beyond the gate. I think we can all agree that it does look really great and quite deadly too. It seems to be the kind of thing that will be a real killer in the higher difficulties, for sure. I mean, if you get caught in there with a couple of other mobs, things could get nasty really quickly. So if you want to see more of it in action or just read more about it, then you can watch the video right here on YouTube or find a post about it linked below. With that done, let's move on to the Diablo 3 smalls. First up, the Portrait of a Champion contest is ending soon. You can have a look at a preview of Diablo 3 The Order and pre-order your copy now. It is apparently launching on May the 15th alongside Diablo 3. Then help count down to the launch of Diablo with The Daily Fallen. There are some really cool images to check out here, and hey, it was featured on the official site, so it's probably well worth having a look at. Then lastly, have a look at the first episode of BlizzPlanet's Diablo Dialogue. This is a weekly news episode hosted by the Bearded Gamer. It seems pretty cool, so if you want to check it out, you can do so right here on YouTube. That is sadly all I have for you in the news this week. There are a couple of extra blue posts to have a look at below if you're interested, but otherwise, check back here soon for more, like the video and do all that other good stuff, and most importantly, happy waiting for that next class reveal.